Hey, what's up, team? This is Eddie Gray with Resources for the Modern Creative. Welcome to the channel. If you want to go ahead, subscribe, do that. Helps the channel out a lot. Talking about the famed Muscle Shoals studio today in Alabama. In conjunction with IK Multimedia, they just released Fame Studio Reverb. And this is one of the plugins that I personally have been waiting for. I've been using TR5 Sunset, also by IK Multimedia, for basically anything that is live. I can't believe how good it sounds. And so if I'm recording guitars or vocals or anything like that, I am always using it. But I really wanted to use this as I was eager to get a different texture. Impulse responses from one studio are going to be very different from studio to studio. And so if I play the signal that we're working with today without Fame Studio Reverb, it sounds like this. It was recorded on a very cheap Scarlett, and it was recorded a long time ago. Here we go. All right, so enter Fame Studio Reverb. This thing is absolutely incredible for many reasons. First and foremost, the design is wicked. So if you click here and you start dragging, you can see which studio you are receiving your reverb from. So let's say we wanted to get, I don't know, the live room Studio B. We can just look around. So I thought that was pretty clever, pretty unique. I've never really seen anything like that before. But that's obviously just an aesthetic. In terms of the sound, let's see how it sounds. I'll go ahead and pull up a plate medium. Here we go. All right, so just for reference before. So that's what I'm saying. It literally sounds like I'm recording it in that room with that plate, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and click here in the preset parameter menu, and you can see I can use this on an insert, on a send, or they have this special category, which we won't get to. But I'm going to go ahead and insert this on an insert. And I want to use, let's say, the Studio A focused signal, because when you're recording guitars, specifically a lead instrument, you do want it to be in focus, right? And so if you look here, middle of the plugin, you see a spread function. So we can choose broad, we can choose focused. You want to use focused when you're recording something like vocals that require special attention, guitars, a lead instrument, and you want to use broad when you're recording something big, drums, brass, big strings, things of that nature. So let's listen to this. I'm going to turn this off, and you have a soft bypass here as well. Let's go ahead and click that. Okay, so let's start walking through the plugin. Let's say you want the signal to come in a little bit hotter. I'm going to increase the input so I can get more reaction from the reverb itself. Looks like we can go from mono to stereo. I'm going to keep this in stereo. And we have a modern and vintage switch. Hear the brightness, hear the crunch that comes out of the signal. So yeah, one of them's a little bit more subtle, one of them's a little bit more aggressive. I'm really digging the subtleties there, but my absolute favorite is right up here because it is based on the room. So if I'm using Studio A, I get position. And let's say I choose chamber, you can see that this is now changing. Do you want to use a dynamic microphone, a condenser? If I go to Studio B, same thing. And one of these, check this one out. It bases the mic source position based on what you're playing. So let's say we were recording piano. The engineers knew that every mic position is best suited or best placed in a certain spot for various instruments, vocals, drums, things like that. And so they did the work for us, and they allow us to basically position the mic, hence the reverb space for us. So it's really cool. So I'm using a guitar, and I'm just going to go ahead and choose slapback for those purposes. Check it out. So we have a lot of wiggle room to play with here. So Studio A, the live room, we can choose organ, keys, vocals, guitars, piano. So let's set this over to vocals, guitars. For the spread function, I'll be using focused, and let's set the pre-delay to, let's say, 35 milliseconds, so I can hear the note of the guitar, and then I can hear the reverb after that. Decay set to 100, I'll back off, and then I will blend it in over time. Honestly, even at this setting, it sounds sick, right? If I even just bring that in just a little bit, all of a sudden, this sounds so rich, so real. Here's without the reverb. I mean, this was recorded on a Scarlett, so it doesn't sound great, but with the beauty of technology, we can get something to go from sounding decent to pretty damn good. Check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and hear that in the context of the mix. Here we go. Okay, so let's say you wanted the reverb to be a bit brighter. Okay, I have the ability to remove some of that low-end muck here, and we'll use the old Abbey Road technique where you remove 600 hertz, and then I can remove, I think it's a 10K or something here. But the important thing is that we add some high-end sheen here. Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, and you can see that when I bypass it, it's pretty much gone. It's just like a ghost at that point. So everything is right here, right where I need it. Let's say maybe I got a little bit too big. I could use the output, back off a little bit, or maybe go back and forth between modern and vintage to see what the right sound is. I'll leave it on modern. Felt a little bit more aggressive. And last thing I want to do here is basically control my reverb signal, the left and the right. Maybe I want one side to be a little louder, or maybe one side is responding a bit more due to the source signal. So let's see what we got here. I'll go ahead and solo the reverb first. Bringing down those faders, sounds dry, as cold as a skeleton, and as I bring it up, we'll add some meat and hence some life. Let's go. Okay, so one last time before we're turning it all off, and then we'll go show you one last sample here. Again, the performance is there, recording is but all of a sudden, T-Rack Studio Reverb, Fame Studio Reverb, takes it to another level. All right, guys. Hey, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe. I wanted to thank you so much for supporting the channel. We've been building this for about a year and a half, 2 years now, and I've been so stoked about the results. We're getting followers every month, lots of comments and engagement, and so that really means a lot to me because it shows that you're digging what we're into here. If there's material you want to see, if there's a little bit something you want to see more of, just go ahead and hit me up in the comments. I respond to pretty much everybody, even the haters out there. I got a lot of love for everybody out there, and I want everybody to win. And if you've seen my channel, you know that the people that are a part of my circle do win. So anyway, thank you so much for the opportunity. This is Eddie Gray signing off. Have a great day. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take good care. Bye.